Welcome to Southland Sport with the news that our regular Super Rugby review, including the Highlanders' win over the Chiefs, will appear on tomorrow night's show. In the meantime, enjoy a look over another classic car from the recent Evolution Motorsport Classic Speed Fest.
Oh, Ewan, I know you weren't here to race cars, but we couldn't walk past a brand spanking original Valiant here. Tell us how you get your hands on this.
Well, there's not a lot of them around anymore like this. Trade Me. It's probably the place to look if you're looking for one, I dare say. This is where I picked this one up. But yeah, no, there wasn't a lot of these brand new, and yeah, so there's obviously scarcer now, 40 odd years later. So yeah.
Well, Valiant's a name that made cars for 20 odd years. Why did they only make a short run of this?
Well, what I've read, and I presume it's gospel, but they did this for 2 years while they were developing the Charger. And the Charger was a little bit later coming on than the Monaros and the Falcon GTs and that, so Chrysler were looking for a car to sort of equal that quality of car, you know, and they built this up. They did the hard tops for 2 years while they're developing the Charger. That's what I've been told anyway, so, well, that's what I've read, so I presume it's pretty right. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about a couple of the details of it. What's the exact model we've got here?
It's a 1970 VG two-door hardtop.
And some of the unique features, the engine, it's a V8, isn't it?
Yep, it's 318, fireball engine. It's stock standard. There's absolutely nothing done to it. It's standard. And I presume it's still pretty original. It's got 125,000 miles on it, and I don't think it's been touched from what I can gather.
That's remarkably low mileage for a 45-year-old car,
yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm not sure. I'm the third owner, but I know it was a new in New Zealand, and it went to Dunedin, and then I picked it up out of Balclutha, but where its life was exactly all the way through, I'm just not 100% sure. But
whoever's had it, they've looked after it. Yeah,
the guy I bought it off, he got it from Kaitangata, and it had been sitting in a garage there for 15 years. So I dare say that was a period of its life where a car like this can be picked up for not much by a young fella, and it can be molested quite badly, and it escaped that. So that's why it was always a good car. It was always a good car to get to do up. It was all original, intact, 100%. So yeah, it's been a good car to buy.
What was the attraction for you? Were you always a Valiant man and wanted something special?
Yeah, I've always been keen on Valiants because my dad had 4 of them. And when we were kids,
not one of these though.
No, not one of these. We had a VG sedan, a fawn one, exactly the same, but as a 4-door. But we got carted around to that as kids, and it was just a family car. But he had 4 of them, and I always thought they were cool cars in the day, and they were too. They were still a pretty good car. So yeah, I've always thought I'd like one, and I remember seeing when the 2-doors come out as a young fella, and I always thought I'd love to own one. So I don't know how many years later it was I got to own one, but yeah.
How does it handle these days by modern standards? Does it still drive sweetly?
Yep, I did it up. It's been on the road a couple of years now, and it was all original when I got it, and paint and everything, and it was getting to the stage where it did need a repaint and a real serious tidy up. So when I did that, I spec'd up the suspension a little bit, and yeah, and it does better shocks and a sway bar and all that sort of stuff, and it does travel a lot better than it used to. And it goes real nice. There's no issues in it that you would consider to be a problem today at all.
Is it thirsty?
It does about 20 to the gallon.
Right, so quite.
Yeah. You take it to Christchurch, your wallet knows you've been there.
That's right.
Yeah. The only thing I had to buy new for it was the tail lights and the bezels for the back of it. All the rest of it I recovered and repaired, so it's pretty much original stuff that's on it. Yeah.
So do you use it for every day? So I mean, you've just come along today, but
yeah.
Is it in the garage most of the time?
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it nice and fresh as long as I can.
Well, it is a treat to drive, isn't it? You want to keep it that way.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Yeah.
Is it highly sought after, Valiants? Of this particular model, you're getting a few people knocking on your door?
No, you always get people saying, do you want to sell it? But you'd never know how serious they are really at the end of the day. But the Valiants seem to be always behind the Holdens and the Falcons for some reason, I don't know. But I don't agree with all that, obviously. But But they are, like a car like this is starting to become more sought after than they ever were. Yeah, so.
All those Australian models are starting to fade now, aren't they? So who knows, you might outlast a lot.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, well, they're not going to make the big ones anymore, are they, by the look of it? In the future, they're going to be all gone, so, yeah.
But to have lasted sort of 20 years, those Valiants did, that says something about how good they were and how popular they were as family cars mainly.
Yeah. Yeah, well, obviously in Australia they did the job for them over there, so, yep. Yeah.
Have you taken on a spin on the Teretonga track at any stage? Have you been tempted? Because I know you can if you're allowed to.
Yeah, no, I've never bothered. It's not that sort of car, really. It's a cruiser, and it's just a nice big open road car, and that's really all it's good for, really.
Anyone else allowed to drive it?
My daughter's pretty keen on old cars. She's driven it a bit every now and then, so yeah. My wife drives it the odd time. I've had a couple of beers.
Were they all autos? Was autos standard for those cars?
These were. In Aussie they brought the same ones out with the 245, and they called them the Pacer, and they had a manual 4-speed box in them. But they never come here new, the Pacers.
Right.
No, it was just the V8 hardtops, yeah.
Because most were 6, weren't they, V6s?
A lot of 6s, yeah, yeah. There were a few 8s around, but I think they're a bit harder to find than the 6s were. Yeah.
Have you come across anyone turned up somewhere and found another model close by?
There's a couple in town. There's 2 or 3 in Invercargill.
Right.
I don't know about. Yeah. So, but there's no club of such for this model. No. But yeah, no.
Is it your only little hobby car, or have you got something else on the
other stuff at home?
Like what? Come on, give us an example.
Oh, I did a wee Ford Angular 105E for my daughter. It's a nice wee car, and got a Willys Jeep, American Army's Jeep. That was the first one I did 25 years ago. Got that and restored it, and got a 28 Ford Model A. Yeah, and I'm in the process of doing a 105E Angular for the racetrack. Yeah.
So you're able to do all the work yourself, or most of it, the mechanics?
Oh yeah, I like to do as much as I can. Yeah, but you know, there is stuff I farm out. I wouldn't take on a paint job on a car like this myself.
It's a nice job though. Is it the original paint?
The original colour? No, it's been painted. Right. Yep. No, as I said, I got it painted a couple of years ago. We did quite a major. It was bare metal, and got any of the rust that was in it. We took it out, and yeah.
They've made a great job, haven't you? Be pleased with the result.
Yeah. No.
But on a day like today, you need air conditioning. I don't think you had that in those days.
No. Just the old air scoop down the bottom. You open the door there, and the air rushes in.
And open the windows.
Open the windows, yeah.
No, it's all manual today, but yeah, no. It's so your next purchase. Got anything in mind? For a cruiser?
No, I'm having a spell. 2 in a row is enough.